A public school system in Virginia is banning a high school teacher from including Bible verses in her email signature. According to the TV station WJLA, officials in Loudoun County say the verses are not considered private expression. However, the teacher says other educators in Loudoun County have quotes in their email signatures, including ones from socialist leaders and motivational sayings like "have courage" and "be kind." She has since filed a lawsuit. And we go now to Matt Staver, the president and founder of Liberty Counsel, which is representing the teacher. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. First off, tell us a little bit more about your client, what happened, and also the Bible verse or verses that she wanted to add to her email signature.
Sure. She is a public school teacher, and she has a signature at the end of her email, just like other public school teachers. And a lot of these other teachers are allowed to have their various kinds of memes or cartoons or statements. For example, one teacher has a quote from Cesar Chavez. It says, "Real education should consist of drawing the goodness and the best out of our students." And another one has a quote from Frederick Douglass that says, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." So those are the kinds of quotes. Many of them are a wide variety. She wanted to put John 3:16 at the bottom of her signature, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son." And it goes on for a little bit more, a few more words. But they said no, that was banned. So then she provided them with another scripture verse, Proverbs 22:6. "Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." They also said no to that. And it's, if you would have that quotation without the scripture reference, no doubt they would allow it. They probably wouldn't even know where it came from. But because it had Proverbs 22:6, that was banned. So what we have here is a form that these teachers have been allowed to use private expression in their emails. Everything's allowed except for anything that is religious or Christian from its viewpoint. And that is clearly unconstitutional. In fact, we had a 9-0 decision last year from the U.S. Supreme Court in the Shurtleff versus City of Boston case, where the City of Boston did the same thing. They opened up a forum for expression by private individuals to raise their own flags of a variety of messages, but then they banned the Christian flag, not because of the flag itself, but because of the viewpoint expressed on the application by Hal Shurtleff, the founder of Camp Constitution. It said that he wanted to fly a Christian flag. They said, if you change the name from Christian to something non-religious, Camp Constitution flag, anything but Christian, will allow you to fly the flag. The Supreme Court rejected the Boston argument 9-0. So we have presented all of this plus more to the school district, and they continue to insist on censoring this email solely because of its religious nature.
Matt, we have about a minute or so left, but, I want to get to a couple of things before we wrap it up. I know school officials say that the Bible verses are not private expression. Talk to us more about that. What exactly do they mean, and does that argument hold water?
Well, it is private expression. Obviously, they're allowing this expression by a wide variety of teachers with a wide variety of messages, using the messages I've already quoted, plus many others. There's a lot of other ones. So these teachers have been allowed by the school districts to have all kinds of expression, just like the City of Boston did not have to open up a public forum for the flags. The school could close the forum for these teachers and nobody would have anything after their name except for the address of the school. But that's not what they're doing. They're allowing everybody to have an opportunity to speak, to express themselves, except for individuals who want to express a Christian viewpoint. That's clearly unconstitutional. Supreme Court soundly rejected that argument last year.
And Matt, where do things stand right now? I mean, I know this is not really the first time that Loudoun County schools have been in the news. We know that there was also the case of the Christian gym teacher who was suspended back in 2021 for not using a student's so-called pronouns. So what is this latest suit over the Bible verse? What does it signal to you?
Well, it signals to me that the people in Loudoun County have a very anti-Christian perspective. The person that you just mentioned is just one of the many examples trying to force that individual against his First Amendment rights to use expression that frankly is false. Here, trying to discriminate against people simply because of their Christian viewpoint. I dare say that if we had left off Proverbs 22:6, the actual citation, they would not have known, and they would have allowed that particular message to be on the scripture on the end of the email, because they didn't know it was scripture. But as soon as they find out that it's scripture, they say no. I think what we have is a real problematic school district. I think the people need to change that school district to something that's going to be at least more consistent with our Constitution, whether they like it or not. They've sworn an oath to defend it and uphold it. And if they don't, we will take them to task. And, we are very positive about the outcome of this case. It's clear the school is in the wrong and the teacher is in the right.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to continue following your case. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.